Welcome to the Scrutinizing Sunday. My name is Sam, and I'm going to be showing you guys how we are going to talk about the growth of my business here, Rapid Designs, and we are going to walk through this wonderful $100 million scaling roadmap from Alex Hormozi. If you guys want to go through this yourself, please check it out. It's online, acquisition.com/training. Go there. There's a bunch of just go to acquisition.com. You can find it. It's there. So what do we got here? So I'm basically split up between these phases here. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Monetize, advertise, stabilize, and prioritize. And depending on which part of my business we're talking about, I'm at a different stage. And so the most important thing for you guys to do is work on the things that are the most behind, because that's the highest leverage thing to get you to grow the fastest. So where are we at here? So I've taken a look at my stuff, and here's where I'm at. In phase 1, monetize, I am pretty much good to go across the board. The only thing I found that I did not do yet was this guy right here. Create basic vendor agreements and expectations. So I recently sent out an email to everybody that is part of my list, and I basically wrote up a document and said, hey, this is formally what I do, and this is how I'm going to be paid, and yada, yada, yada. So to graduate the level 1, I still had to do that. So I took care of that, and that's where we are at. With phase 2, advertise, I'm a little bit closer to being in this range. Now, for product, I found that I am actually good here, right? So the funny part about business is that you can actually build a business with a bad product, and you could just advertise more and make up for it. Because if you can sell a bad product. You're just not going to sell it and grow it because no one's going to want to buy it twice, right? So I actually happen to have a very good product, and that's partially a function of the previous businesses that I've been running and how I've been building and working on refining this product for years. And so I'm ahead of the game on my product, and I don't need to spend as much time making it better. I would benefit and grow this business faster if I spent more time on the other stuff. So fix it good enough for now in an unscalable way is I'm there. I've already taken care of that. That's good. Basically where I'm at for product is I'm over here on level 4, prioritize. This is where I'm at. I'm specializing my product. I'm niching down. I'm serving a very specific kind of person. So that's ahead of the game. I don't need to worry too much about that. What I do need to worry about is this guy in level 2. Live by the rule of 100. Excuse me. Live by the rule of 100. Okay. Prioritize advertising daily. What is the rule of 100? Briefly put, depending on which mechanism you are using to grow or tell people about your stuff, you need to do 100 of it every day. Okay. So for me, if I'm cold outbound, I need to make 100 cold calls every day at a minimum, right? So you just keep doing that. And that's the thing that's going to keep growing your business. As soon as you stop doing it, your lead flow is going to be inconsistent and it's going to be a problem. So that's where I'm at. There's just not enough people that know about my stuff yet. So that's a big thing I'm on level 2 for. So I'm on the hook for that. I gotta be doing that. Over here next under that is sales. Now sales is for level 2, nail down a script for setting and closing. The closer and the ACA framework are some of the things that Hormozi teaches. And basically, I'm pretty decently dialed here. I don't have a perfect script, but my setting script when I cold call somebody is pretty good. It's good enough, and I've done over 1,000 phone calls at this point, and I'm just going to keep doing more. But when you do something that many times, you kind of figure out the shortest way to condense it and the most valuable way to deliver the thing. And combined with the lead magnet that I figured out, which was this cute little 3D model thing, I can basically open up a phone call and say, hey, I just want to be friends. I want to give you this free 3D model. Do you want one? Send me your plans. It's very simple. That's not the script, but I do have a pretty good script that is pretty decent, partially because my brother, Will Stevenson, who's an expert at sales, I would consider, helped me through some of the scripting process. So that was very good. Shout out to Mr. Will Stevenson for helping me there. So that's where we're at in sales, okay? So where are we at here? So product is way over here on 4. We've got marketing here. We got sales here. And in customer service, again, because my product is so far ahead, I have a very good product. And so I have not had a single person have a problem. So like the learn to deal with disappointed customers, angry boat, like this is going to be relevant at some point, maybe. But I try to give away so much free stuff and make myself so available to customers that like this is just not a problem yet. So maybe it's a problem at scale, but it's not a thing for me to deal with yet. So we're good there. Everybody's happy. So customer service is good. Now IT. So like, how's your tech helping you? I use ClickUp to keep myself totally organized, and I've got Wix for the website. I use ClickUp for the CRM, and I've got some other stuff going. So like, I'm pretty good on tech. Tech is very important. Tech is what enables me to draw so fast, to be honest. So I'm good here in terms of like, where are we at? Recruiting is sort of the next weird thing. And now every business is not going to run the same, but you should be aware of kind of what the next steps are going to be like. And Rapid Designs has been growing for sure. And so one of the very important things that's going to keep Rapid Designs afloat and keeping up with the demand and being able to deliver on the speed is having expert level draftsmen working here and helping me. So it's very important to me that I maintain a very strong brand and a very attractive brand for people to come by and want to be interested in my company, want to work here and all that stuff. So I'm currently in the process of working on the first very talented and expert level person who's just been proving over and over and over that he has the desire to be part of this team, and he will work hard enough, and he'll do what it takes. And so if you see around things going around on Instagram, I'm sure that you will figure out who that is. But we are working basically on making sure that the right processes are set up in place, W-2s are in place, the hired, payroll's working, all that stuff, so that the first hire is going smoothly and everything is going according to plan. So we're good there in human resources. In finance, okay, I'm decently good in finance here as well because I have by the nature of my business, it's extremely low transaction count. Okay, so I don't sell widgets for $2. I sell plan sets for thousands of dollars. So I may have 5 to 10 income transactions in a month and maybe, let's see, there's maybe like 20 to 30 expense transactions in a month. And that's very easily handleable by me using QuickBooks and the app to just scan receipts in. It's very fast. So my finance is pretty good. And I'm pretty decent. I've spent a lot of time with the Profit First books and all that stuff to make sure that taxes are going to be paid and all that stuff is going to work out. So we're good there. So over here in Stabilize. Okay. So remember, the product is good, but now marketing is like adding long-term nurture to like emails or content. So I'm still building my list because everything's cold. So the more important thing here is actually just living by the rule of 100. I should not start emailing because I just don't have enough people, right? More people need to know. So this is more important, right? So this is where you don't want to get confused. You don't want to work too far ahead because it's not the highest leverage move. All right, so we got that taken care of. Sales, decide on basic qualifications and start to outsource your setting and your calendaring. Okay, so basic qualifications, that's kind of part of over here niching down an avatar. This is figuring out which leads are the best leads. And that's part of my niche. And so I do both at the same time. And for outsource setting and calendaring, this would be an interesting thing, because this is like another employee, or it's maybe training the new employee in another way. So like this is a farther away problem, but the sooner that I can outsource the set calls, which are the cold calls, right? So I want to give somebody a free model and I want to get them interested. It takes a lot of time for me to do all those calls and like scrape the data off the internet and filter the data off the internet and, make sure they're good leads and blah, 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 right? That takes time. And so this is where I should start to consider, should I hire someone and train them to do the front end part of that? And of course, like the sales part's still on me. Like the real conversations, all that's still on me. I don't expect somebody to know that and do that as well as me. But having a scripted outbound cold call, it's pretty doable, right? So that's coming in the near future, but I'm not going to worry about that too much yet. Customer service, okay, learn to onboard customers properly. And I remember I said my customer service is good. I don't really have disappointed customers. What this is talking about here is that you got to think about this. So the head count's 1 to 4 in this range, and Rapid Designs is just going to run lean. I just think that's going to be the way it is because of the nature of how many people it takes to produce the money. And there just doesn't need to be that many people. So we're going to run lean. And so the onboarding problem is something I need to consider because it's probably the next step to proper customer service is okay, hey, you're a builder and you started working with us. Great. Here's a welcome letter in the mail, or here's a YouTube video I made just for you. Here's what to expect of all the stuff going forward. And here's how you can communicate with us the best. And just making sure they're comfortable. They understand how to communicate. They understand how we're here to serve them, all that stuff. So that's sort of important, kind of coming soon-ish. Information technology, again, I'm pretty good on the tech here. This is sort of where I'm at is figuring out the basic sales pipeline. I'm using ClickUp to keep track of all of the cold leads, where they're at in the process, all their information. I use it to keep track of my CRM. And this is where you start looking at all the software you do have and you start cutting the stuff that's not as high leverage. Part of the reason we switched over to these particular types, I'm streaming now. I'm not streaming, right? I am using pre-record as a method and just sending a premiere out there because StreamYard is almost $100 a month. And the gain that I get from being live is not worth the additional cost of being live currently at this time anyway. So not a big deal. I'm just not going to pay for that. So it's about looking back at all the stuff you're using and trying to cut, and don't cut the muscle, but definitely try to trim the fat. So that's what you can do with your tech. Okay. And then recruiting is, learn how to write job description, review resumes and stuff. That's when it's going to come time to hire more people. That's not really a problem, or we're not really getting close to that. So not a big deal. Now, getting a payroll provider, so all taxes and fees by state are handled. That was very much part of solving the W-2 problem. So we decided to use Gusto, or Gusto, whatever it's called. And it was recommended by Hormozy as one of the options. And I used QuickBooks Payroll in the past. It was very streamlined, but it was a little bit more expensive. So I'm trying to use and the Gusto has a very easy user interface. So I'm hoping to be more thoughtful about which choice. One of the issues I had on my first business was I always picked the first thing. I didn't shop. And that's because I love chaos. So I just wanted to pick a thing and solve the problem. And so that's basically why, but that's not important. So yeah, just be thoughtful about what you're doing. And then finances, set up payroll processing, basic bookkeeping, managing invoices and payments, right? So this is being aware of where the money is moving as the transaction count starts to increase. That's not a huge deal right now, but it will start to be a bigger deal when I have more plans flowing through. So, and then level 4, prioritize. Okay, why is this even over here? I am not here for any of these items. I am not at that stage yet, but my product is niched down. My product is very specific. It's very specialized. It's very specific and targeted to solve a very particular problem. So that's where I'm at. So what does this all mean, guys? Well, it means that I should do the things that are the highest leverage, right? So I took care of this, which means I'm technically kind of fully graduated from level 1. We got a big check mark there. So monetize is good to go. 2, advertise. All right. So what did I have left over here? So I need to live by the rule of 100. I need to, my scripts are pretty much nailed. So I'm pretty much good there. And I got the hiring taken care of. in terms of what I need to do. So that's pretty good. So now those things are kind of on to level 3. So level 2, what's the biggest thing? I need to live by the rule of 100. If I am not living by the rule of 100, I am not doing the most valuable thing for my business. So that is what my day-to-day 8 to 5 needs to be. I can work outside those hours to do the other stuff. So in Stabilize, it's pretty much everything in here, right? It's pretty much all this stuff except product because, again, fix the thing they complain about the most. I've been fixing my drafting and refining it for years. So I know these problems because I've had so many phone calls with builders. I know their problems. And so I've solved most of them in my plans. And so that's like, if I want to do the least leverage thing, I would make my product even better. But like, that's way over here. I don't need to worry about that yet. So takeaway, live by the rule of 100, work on level 3 to stabilize. And once we get past that, we're going to make our product better. And we're going to be doing all this other crazy stuff over here. And that's super exciting. So thank you guys for coming along for the journey. Again, this stuff is all free. All this training, you can go through all the videos and all the explanations. Acquisition.com, go check it out. Hormozi has helped me grow this company so far in such an amazing way. And so like, yeah, go do his stuff. Cause like, if you don't, you're missing out, frankly. So that's all I got. I'll see you guys next week.